That's an interesting gadget. First of all, I just want to say how lucky I think all of you are. I came in a little early to town, and I'd never been to Chico before. And driving in, I looked at all the wonderful walnut trees and all of the planting of the rice fields, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of like going through the Central Valley in Fresno, but we don't have walnut trees. We have almond trees and a lot of fruit trees, peaches and different kinds of fruits, but very similar. And so I can see why Deborah invited me to come, because another similarity is that we have a urban core, but that urban core cannot be the focus of all of our activities. We have to find ways to reach out to our rural communities. And that's a real challenge. And so I would imagine that that's a challenge for you as well. But so my presentation is not so much a show and tell as it is more a story about a process that we went through that I think after you hear it, you will say, you know, maybe there's something that we might have experienced that's very similar. So okay. The Fresno Arts Council organization almost closed its doors. And we worked real hard, came up with a plan, and did some real critical thinking. And we were able to rebuild the organization, and now we're doing well. But there are key lessons that we learned on our journey. And one was relevance equals sustainability. Take a serious look at who you are, strengthen what is good, clean up, make a plan, and follow through. For an organization to be sustainable, it must be relevant to the population it's designed to serve. Our organization had become complacent and stopped growing, which led us to mission drift and stagnation. For years, the Fresno Arts Council had been a funder. We managed the city funds, and we also had a tax initiative, and the residuals from those funds were also managed by the Arts Council, and we gave away about $200,000 a year. And we received a small administrative fee for managing the grant. As the local partner to the CAC, we received an annual grant of about $10,000, so not a lot of money for operation. We provided some technical assistance. We managed Art Hop, and we did some resource and referral arts, and had different projects in the community, but mostly we were a funder. We had an annual fundraiser, and we accepted individual contributions with minimal resources. We paid for clerical support and had a volunteer director, which kept our costs down. And because we gave money away, everybody loved us. When we exhausted the grant-making funds, the organization had to take a serious look at itself. If we had no money to give away, and no programs, and no money coming in, who were we? Some of our records indicated that we still had some money, but our accounts didn't match up. With no full-time staff and multiple volunteers, the board was not fully informed of the bottom line. Questions were deferred, and there was no way to know what our real financial situation was. We had to do some considerable thinking. By now, you're probably thinking we had been irresponsible. Boards can become complacent when you don't have paid staff. There can be hesitancy to push hard, especially if you know the answer is we just don't have the funds. We had to take a serious look at our organization and decide, were we still relevant to our arts community? This was a real challenging process. Some board members wanted to throw in the towel and just shut down, and we almost did that. But we knew we had a debt that had to be paid. In order to make an informed decision, we had to clean up the organization, its books and operations. We gave ourselves 6 months, just a 6-month window to figure out what we were going to do. And that deadline made us work real hard and push. We had to sit down and listen to what was being said about us. And sometimes it wasn't pretty. Since we had no money to give away, the buzz was that we didn't do anything. Was this true? Did we do anything well? And what could we do? Was there another organization that could do what we did? Our mission and charge were clear: enrich people's lives through the arts. We could still be a support to the field. We knew advocacy was important and still needed. We had to create new audiences. None of this had changed. So we felt it was still important to do the work of the Arts Council. We served as the local partner to the CAC since 1979. We were the city's arts agency. Our board and supporters had the capacity to provide workshops and training. We were the host of Art Hop, curator at City Hall, and many other important projects. We created a plan to develop systems to keep us going. Managing our operations was probably the most important, and enlisting other partners. We had to hire an executive director, and we wanted to increase our operating budget to $100,000. Remember, we were totally broke, and we had to repay our debt. How did we do it? We made a presentation to the city council to reestablish our relationship. We looked for other partners. We aligned with schools and administrators, and we did a variety of other things that kept us going. We had a plan, and now we had to act on it. We brought on a board member for just 6 months with no pay to assist us in moving forward. This was probably the most critical piece, and that was hiring a CPA. We had no money. So we had a pro bono CPA supervise a CPA student who was needing hours, who then supervised an intern. All of this got us the information we needed. Systems to build programs were important. We partnered with California Lawyers for the Arts to develop an arts and corrections program. We strengthened our arts and education program through the California Alliance for the Arts, and we took advantage of opportunities that brought us earned income. We also established a poet laureate program. The university interns also provided us with an electronic media presence. We didn't have that before. So they set all that up for us. We increased our workshop offerings, and we designed a branding for Art Hop that created a good place for us to continue doing the work we did. 6 years later, we now have a budget of $512,000 with 3 paid staff, and life is good.
See how this goes.
Contestant number 1.
Yeah. Da 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 da.